Bro, when people, what I got from that is he's a hater. You don't know me as a person. Let's say you don't like me.
The casuals don't see the weight difference. They see Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis. Yeah. And if Gervonta Davis doesn't Jake Paul, they're gonna think Jake Paul is some pound for pound champion type of fighter.
Jake too big for Tank, you know. In reality, he's way too big for Tank.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis has finally snapped after hearing Floyd Mayweather predict that Jake Paul would score an early knockout against him. The tension between Tank and his former mentor has been bubbling for years, but this bold statement was the spark that set everything ablaze. Sources close to Davis revealed that he felt completely disrespected and betrayed by Floyd's public support for Jake Paul, a fighter many still see as a celebrity trying to earn real credibility in boxing. What Mayweather thought was just a casual prediction turned into an all-out war of words, with Tank unleashing fiery posts online, calling Floyd out for chasing attention instead of protecting boxing's integrity. Fans quickly flooded social media, taking sides and fueling the fire between the two former allies. Davis made it clear that he's no longer standing in anyone's shadow and that Floyd's comments only added more fuel to his motivation. This feud isn't just personal anymore. It's now about respect, pride, and proving who really runs the boxing world.
Bro, when people, what I got from that is he's a hater. You don't know me as a person. Let's say you don't like me. You don't know me. You feel me? And I don't give a fuck. Him. Everybody at a clue, win.
For your proud father.
From the very moment this fight was announced, one topic has overshadowed everything else: the massive physical mismatch between Jake Paul and Gervonta "Tank" Davis. Even veteran champion Terence Crawford didn't hesitate to share his honest opinion, making it clear that the size gap is a serious problem. Crawford bluntly stated that Jake Paul is simply too big for Tank, and that no matter how skilled, powerful, or explosive Davis is, size can't be ignored in boxing. He explained that Paul's natural weight, reach, and physical strength create a completely different kind of challenge, one that could shift the entire fight's momentum with just a single clean punch. Crawford even issued a chilling warning: if Jake Paul manages to land one solid shot, the night could end right there. His words have sparked intense debate among fans and analysts, with many now questioning whether Tank's skill and heart will be enough to overcome Jake's size advantage in what could be one of boxing's most shocking showdowns.
I wanted to get your take on the Jake Paul versus Tank Davis. They just announced the fight. What's your instant reaction to that?
I don't have no reaction. You know, I don't know what's going to happen with a 135-pounder going up against a 200-pounder. If it's scripted, then it's gonna be good for the fans to watch.
What do you mean by scripted? Like rigged?
Yeah, like scripted. Like
But none of those guys want a fucking L, right?
I think it's not a real fight. I think it's because it can't be a real fight because they ain't in the same weight. So it'd be more like an exhibition.
I think it is an exhibition, but do you think they're like, but not one person saying like, yo, I'm gonna fucking throw the match? You think?
I don't think.
Or you never know.
Yeah, I think they're gonna go in there and spar. I don't think it's gonna be you trying to kill me or I'm trying to kill you. You know, I think it's let's go in here and make this money.
Former MMA champion Daniel Cormier also weighed in on the heated debate, and his take echoed what many combat sports purists have been saying. Speaking on his channel, Cormier questioned the fairness of matching Gervonta Davis against Jake Paul, emphasizing the massive weight difference between the two fighters. He pointed out that in traditional combat sports, fighters are placed in weight classes for a reason: to ensure that skill, not size, determines the outcome. The problem, Cormier said, is that Jake is much bigger. It's hard to look at this fight and think it's fair. He argued that this matchup breaks away from the very foundation of boxing, where fairness and safety are balanced through regulated divisions. According to Cormier, when one fighter holds a clear physical advantage, it opens the door for an upset where the more skilled boxer could still lose simply because the size gap is too overwhelming. His words have fueled even more controversy, with fans now debating whether this fight should even happen under such conditions.
Boxing gets ridiculous. Gervonta Davis is fighting Jake Paul. Yesterday they had their first press conference. One of the most recognizable things is Jake Paul is huge compared to Gervonta Davis. And two, Gervonta Davis don't even know what weight they fighting, D.
Maximum weight of 195 pounds for this exhibition. The fight will be contested over 10 3-minute rounds. The fight is 195 pounds, Tank, as you know.
Adding to the growing perception of a major mismatch, Daniel Cormier and several other analysts have continuously highlighted the enormous weight gap between Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul. Reports show that Davis last fought around 136 pounds, while Jake Paul has recently stepped into the ring weighing close to 200 pounds, a staggering difference in size and power. Cormier acknowledged that Jake has managed to carve out his own lane in boxing and attract massive attention, but he sharply criticized the sanctioning bodies for allowing such an uneven fight to take place. How can you take these organizations seriously when they're sanctioning this kind of mismatch? He questioned. His comments only reinforced the belief that this isn't just a slight advantage for Jake, it's an overwhelming one. Many now argue that this size disparity could completely overshadow Tank's speed, skill, and explosiveness, making this fight less about talent and more about brute physical dominance.
Yo, so Jake Paul is fighting Gervonta Davis. I'm serious. It's real. 199, Paul's last fight. 133.8 for Davis in his last fight. I discussed that and so much more. 5 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, at my YouTube channel. The link will be in my bio. But hey, I thought he was going to fight Anthony Joshua. How do you end up from Anthony Joshua to Tank Davis? I discussed.
Gervonta Tank Davis recently broke his silence on the criticism and backlash he's been facing, offering a powerful reflection on fame and public perception. He pointed out a recurring pattern in boxing and celebrity culture. When someone stays in the spotlight for too long, people eventually grow tired and start looking for someone new to replace them. Davis drew a direct comparison to his former mentor, Floyd Mayweather, saying, "That's exactly what happened with Floyd. People loved him at first, but once they saw him too much, they started hating him." He explained that the same thing is now happening in his own career. What was once admiration has slowly turned into constant scrutiny and negativity. Despite the growing criticism, Davis made it clear that he understands the cycle of fame and refuses to let public opinion shake his confidence or focus. In his words, he's built for this pressure, and he plans to keep proving it inside the ring.
Gervonta, a lot of boxing fans aren't happy with the fact you've taken this fight rather than the road rematch, fights with the likes of Shatter, Devin Haney, Teofimo, etc. What do you make of that reaction? Can we still expect to see those fights?
Why should I care what they think? When y'all switch somebody can have a bad day and y'all switching on who y'all favorite fighter is or who this person's supposed to fight. Like y'all need to sit back and be fans and just enjoy the sport. Like y'all even talk about people's personal lives. Like why when it come to that?
Can we still expect to see any of those fights in the future?
And y'all keep talking about fighting somebody. Didn't he just have a fight? And what happened? What happened? He won, right? But how you look in it? Exactly. But y'all say some different shit when it's me, right? Because y'all want me to lose. When y'all see people in that limelight too long, they want to take that they want somebody else to come take that spot. That's why it's always like, come on, bro. Like, that's what happened with Floyd. Y'all seen him too much, and once y'all seen him so much, y'all start hating on it. Like, it's turned from love to hate.
The tension between Gervonta Tank Davis and Floyd Mayweather has evolved into one of boxing's most captivating storylines, a mix of pride, legacy, and personal history. Davis's revelation that his dream fight would be against his former mentor, Floyd himself, shocked fans but also made perfect sense. It's not about hate, it's about legacy. Tank wants to prove how far he's come since leaving Mayweather Promotions and to show that he can stand on his own as the face of boxing. Many fans view his upcoming clash with Jake Paul as the moment Tank finally steps out of Floyd's shadow, just as Mayweather once did when he broke away from his own promoters to build his empire. The difference now is that Davis isn't just chasing paydays, he's chasing greatness. Ryan Garcia recently poured more fuel on the fire, claiming that the bad blood between Floyd and Tank runs far deeper than business, hinting at a personal betrayal involving Mayweather's daughter. Whether true or not, that rumor only intensifies public fascination. As Garcia put it, that's a fight that's personal. At the same time, he called the Jake Paul fight a disgrace, arguing that the size difference makes it an unfair matchup and turns the sport into entertainment theater. Still, for Tank, this fight means everything. Not just another payday, but a statement to the world that he's built for the spotlight and ready to carry boxing's torch. What do you think? Is Tank really better than Floyd, or is he underestimating Jake Paul's threat? Drop your thoughts below. If you're loving these breakdowns, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to stay tuned for every explosive update from the world of boxing.